Greeting conglomerations of the internet and all things shiny and pink. Now, this video here today is to introduce you to the world of the Octagov. Now, you're sitting there thinking, what the hell is an Octagov? The Octagov is the titular character from a new and up-and-coming animation type series thing. How would I pitch it to you? I'd pitch it as sort of Archer crosses with Thunderbirds, crosses Godzilla. And you may be sitting there thinking, that sounds trippy as balls. Well, you'd be right. Unfortunately, I'm not the person who can tell you about this. I'm just the cameraman and the editor. Pretty big jobs, but to truly get inside the mind of the lunacy of what is going on, we have to find the creators of the series, and that would be James and Scott. Now, thankfully, today is the opening of an exhibition at the fabulous Rathbone Studios in Birkenhead. So we're going to go along, have a little chat with them, find out some of the guests, some of the people there, and have a chat to the idiots themselves and find out what the hell is going on here. Scott and James, the lunatics behind the Octagov. Tell us a little bit about it. How did it all start?
Well, started during university. Had a pretty crazy dream about it.
Yeah.
And anyone else would say, that was a crazy dream, off you go. But this guy said, yeah, we can make something of it. So for a few years we've been working on the style of it, and finally it's kind of come into its own now. It's a lovely little animation.
So how long does it take you to build the sets and the props and everything?
It varies really. Obviously we had to figure out the techniques ourselves from scratch.
There's no tutorial videos about how to make any of this kind of thing.
So it was trial and error with a lot of error, but now we know exactly what we're doing in theory.
So at what point did this just become more than guys messing around with a bit of goo and a camera?
We were basically just doing it as a hobby, and after that, somehow
people started to get interested in it, including Mike McCartney, who knows a heck of a lot about various parts of the creative world, music, art, photography, everything, including some really good advice on animation. It's really good to get people's perspective on people who have a deeper understanding of just a vast array of the sort of creative world.
Yeah.
And then when people who are also in your field start to actually take an interest, it's actually like, well, it's not just us who like this, maybe other people do actually like it as well. Yeah. So we just took it ahead, and there we go.
And obviously it's been in the pipeline for quite a while, obviously lots of tests, lots of trial and error with filming and getting things right, all the footage and the transcoding and the editing and the Foley work and all that. So how nice is it to finally see an exhibition where people can have a look at what you've done and people are enjoying what you've done as well? How does that feel?
Well, it's lovely.
It's fantastic because it means that instead of having scraps of paper or telling people mad ideas, we've got we can actually show it to them and say, this is how this is, and instead of having people looking at you in a puzzled way, they're looking at a TV screen in a puzzled way instead.
Yeah. Still some.
Cheers, guys. Amy Holmes, you look relatively important.
Oh. Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Okay. So, what is it that you do here at Octagov?
Oh God, what don't I do?
Sounds about right. Yeah, sounds about right.
I organise their meetings for them. I edit their scripts. I rewrite most of their scenes. I help with the puppetry.
So you basically, you stop them from being complete idiots.
I try.
Yeah, you try. It hasn't worked. I mean, no, but no.
But give me time.
Give me time.
Give me time.
Yeah,
when I was a child, I actually wanted to be a mad scientist. I thought that was a genuine career path.
Well, you certainly proved the credentials with the first anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have the original sketches for the Octagon. This is the very first day that we had the idea for the Octagon. It was from a dream that I had where I was getting chased by a really, really cheesy monster. It looked like a guy in a suit. He had like a beaker-style mouth, and he was coming after me in the shopping centre. And like, even though he looked really rubbish, I kept still running away. And I really wanted to do something with that design, so I started just drawing out what I basically had in that dream. But one of the major things that came out from that was that everyone was calling it the Octogov, which is something that you don't usually get in a dream, is an actual name. So we decided to definitely keep that and use it for the name of the whole show. And then from there, I told Scott about it, and anyone else would say, oh, that was fun, off you go. Scott said, we should make something from that. And we kind of started to inject its style of humour and started talking about how we could actually get this to become a real thing. Where slowly, eventually, we started looking at basically ways of animating and paper puppetry, which is what it's slowly become today. But it took a long time before we decided to animate all the faces and everything for each of the characters.
So what you're saying is everything came from a dream.
Everything came from a dream.
Everything came from a dream.
Everything came from just
okay.
cheese in a dream.
Good God. You have it so easy these days.
Yeah.
It all came from a
I didn't
dream.
even have to work.
That's just.
I just fell asleep.
Oh.
I know.
That's our Make a Monster table. So basically we set it up with clay and different sorts of medium, pens, pencils, crayons, whatever you want. And you can design a monster for us to use if you want us to later on in either the Octogov or numerous other projects that we're going to be doing in the future. So all exciting stuff, something that you create could be going into one of the shows, you never know.
This is mine. It's called the What. It's an eye on a foot. So and it just hops around and like exists and shit.
Well, I think it's going well. Nothing's burst into flames, which is good. People seem to be milling around, enjoying things, like the wine, for instance.
Yep. They're all here for the wine. They're not here for you.
Exactly. Everyone's here for the wine and free cake.
Yeah.